everyone, this is Alana with FidgetHaven Reviews, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Thraxx Mini by Thraxx EDC. The one that I have here is made of stainless steel, and it has trit slots and comes with a very nice media blasted finish. They're available on the website for between $100 and $110 for standard materials, and that depends on the finishing options that you get. You have the choice of getting it with or without trit slots, and the metal can be either finished with this media blasted finish, or you can get it in a raw machine finish. It measures 2 inches in length, and it weighed in at 55.6 grams on my scale. Now obviously this is a bar spinner. I find that it's very reminiscent of a bow tie, which to me makes it both super adorable and also very classy looking. I remember the first time that I saw pictures of this, I was instantly interested, and it really is just a very nice and classy looking spinner. It has cutouts between the bearing and the arms, and that is to maximize the outward mass. It also has raised weights on each of the arms, which is to aid with the same thing. There is, if I can get it to focus, a fine chamfer which goes along all of the edge that's not raised, and I'm quite thankful for it because I think without it, it would be entirely too sharp. Now the reason I say that is because when I spin, I pull with either my ring finger or my index finger, and I find that when I'm doing it with my ring finger, it tends to rub this way along it and create a tiny bit of sensitivity. I definitely wouldn't go as far as to call it soreness, but it is sensitivity with some prolonged use, and I think that it's worth noting. Now, aside from that, there are absolutely no hot spots or issues with the metal anywhere. There's nothing for you to catch your fingers or your skin on. It really is beautifully finished. It's comfortable to spin whether you are pulling from the face or whether you're flicking. I think that no matter what your spinning style is, this is going to suit you. It is a little bit more tricky than, say, a tri-spinner to catch and release, with perfection every single time, but it's not difficult to recenter it and get another good spin on it. The buttons are 20 millimeters. They come in the same material as the spinner itself. This one has the machine finish, and I really like the contrast between the shinier buttons and the more matte body. I just think that it creates a really nice contrast with each other. Man, it's hard to get words out today. The buttons are slightly concave but flat in the center, and they have these little lines machined into it. I find these buttons to be very comfortable. Even at a smaller 20 millimeters, they are super comfortable, and the machined lines in them do aid significantly with grip. This isn't going to go anywhere. It's very well held in the fingers. It does not slip at all. I also think that the machined lines give it a really nice look. I think it's a much better way of adding grip than, say, putting a logo, because you know that I'm not very fond of logos. These are threaded. I can't remember if I mentioned that or not, but they are, and the bearing is press fit. Now, bearing. Let's get to the bearing. All right, so this is not the standard bearing that comes in it. I did a video a couple months back to do a demo on the bearing removal tool that I have, and I used this spinner for that demo. I don't know where the bearing is. Honestly, I got mad at it and I kind of threw it. I don't love the stock bearing. It's very loud and it has a significant amount of play, and that's just really the opposite of what I look for in a bearing. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I know that there are people who love play and who love, audible feedback, but for me, it just wasn't right. And I did misplace the bearing. I know that it was a 10-ball R188, but I can't remember if it was hybrid ceramic or if it was stainless steel. But I was smart enough to do a time test or several time tests before I misplaced the bearing. So the original one clocked in at 4 minutes and 7 seconds on average, which I think is a very respectable spin time. You know me, I don't really care about spin time, so anything over a minute makes me happy, but at 4 minutes and 7 seconds on average, it's very respectable. I put either an SBV2 or an SS Super from FC Essentials in here. I still find that this spinner has a lot of judder. I've tried different bearings and I've tried different buttons, and regardless of what I do, the spinner always has quite a bit more judder than my other spinners. Now, if you love judder, then that's definitely going to be a plus for you. If you don't love judder, I do recommend changing to a bearing that has less play, but it's still always going to be there. When you turn from horizontal to vertical, the judder is very, very, very noticeable, and it does minimize your spin time. So that's another thing to note, but it's also not super surprising with a bar spinner. It doesn't have really any gyro feel, but that's another thing that's not uncommon with bar spinners. It really does need more arms for significant gyro. So yeah, overall, I am pretty pleased with this spinner. It has very, 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 very minor issues, but they're not enough to ever stop me from using it. It is a pleasure to spin. It's well priced. The finishing is phenomenal. You can tell that there is a lot of love put into this. It is good for both distraction and for concentration, though if you're gonna use it for the concentration route, you may want to replace the bearing. It's fine for office, for home, for theater, really whatever you want. Anywhere you bring it, it's going to do a good job and it's going to look freaking great. So yeah, I'm very happy with this spinner and I do recommend it, regardless of if you have large hands or small hands. It's going to work for everyone. So again, this is the Thraxx Mini by Thraxx EDC. I am Alana with FidgetHaven Reviews. If you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to post them in the comments section below. I am always happy to hear from you guys. And yeah, that about wraps it up. I will be posting pictures on my Facebook page. So if you're looking for high-res pictures, you'll be able to find some there. And I will post a link in the description below also for the Thraxx website where you can purchase these and the Thraxx Facebook group. So yes, I do hope that you were able to learn something today, that this was helpful for you, and I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate you sharing your time with me and watching this. So thank you so much, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.